Hello and welcome. This is part 2 of my Ultimates 2. We're on Volume 1. If you haven't seen the part 1 of Volume 1, please do check it out. This will be a response to that one, so you should have a link below this video. Basically, yeah, after Quicksilver gets shocked again, Captain Britain and another captain, which I can't quite make out, because the way they're stood in the frame doesn't show you who it is properly. They're kind of trying to restrain Thor. Basically Wasp flies at him and he accidentally swallows her, which is kind of funny, you know, bit of a joke there, because of her size. Scarlet Witch is stood there trying to find this reality where he's getting real loads of pain and swapping it with this one, so he gets really hurt quite quickly, and kind of he shrugs them off, throws Captain Britain and this other one at Scarlet Witch, stopping what she was doing. Iron Man then appears, uses a supersonic thing, but it looks by the waves that he's using, and by the way he's covering his ears and in pain, looks like that's what it is. Basically then Thor throws his hammer at Iron Man and sends him flying. Then what happens is Black Widow in her black Iron Man suit, which is why she still calls herself Black Widow, because black, like, kind of drives into him, like gores him to the floor, and then kind of, you know, he gets hold of his hammer, hits her a couple of times, and she's like, I lost my baby, and he's like, oh no, because, you know, the last thing he wants to do is like kill a baby. But anyway, then basically Black Widow turns around and shoots him. It was a trap. She never had a baby. But anyway, basically then everyone piles in on him, basically bundles him, which is kind of funny. It takes everyone to bundle him to take him out. But anyway, he's like piled on top of him, and because he's got his hammer, he shocks them all. Shocks every single one of them. Then Quicksilver gets up, runs at him, and gets shocked again. He's not having much luck here getting to him, and he's shocked again. But anyway, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are quite close, because, you know, their father's Magneto, he's not there at the moment, and their mother's dead, so they're quite close. Basically Scarlet Witch is saying to him, oh, you chucked Captain Britain at me, and he's so heavy, and and kind of whining basically. And Quicksilver gets really pissed off, he's like, fucking, just runs as fast as he can, jumps up, because Thor's hovering in the air, shocking everyone, and grabs his belt and snatches it off of him. Thank God he finally got it. And Thor goes tumbling to the floor, rolls down a hill, and basically he gets locked up in the cell that the Hulk's put in. So yeah, then Loki appears and kind of confesses, you know, this is what we usually do. I make mischief, you sort it out. It's what we do. It's like a game. Then he turns into a snake, appears on his shoulder, and he's kind of like, God, I told you I didn't want to see anyone. Get rid of him. And God turns around like, there's no one there, you lunatic. And then he disappears, and you're like, oh my God, was he actually there? Was he actually insane? It seems like it now, especially after what his brother said about him. But anyway, it ends with Fury saying we have a problem in the Middle East. So you think, oh great, they're going to war. Not exactly what they didn't want them for originally. Now that was Volume 1. At the end, the 6th comic of Volume 1, if you're collecting the comics, is the Defenders, which I'm going to run through now for you. Basically, it starts with Hank looking up at these 3 giant men that's cleaning up a train crash, and basically he's annoyed because they beat the 60-foot ceiling, which is for some reason got any bigger skeleton couldn't support their weight, and you would just die, collapse. But yeah, he's a bit annoyed as well because they have the rights to Giant Man, although he created it. I'll mention a bit more later. Basically, he meets up with the Defenders, which has Nighthawk, Hellcat, Power Man, Son of Satan, Valkyrie, and Black Knight. Black Knight you don't meet now, you meet later, but he's in the Defenders. Basically, they expect him to be Giant Man in his team, and he kind of says, well, there's kind of a legal dispute about that, because he made it, they got the rights, and apparently something's going on. And they're kind of like, okay, what can you do then? And he shows him the Ant-Man suit, and shrinks down, tells him what he can do with it. And Valkyrie there, she kind of has a thing for him, and you can tell. But anyway, it kind of goes over to SHIELD headquarters, and he's talking to Fury, and he wants to basically give him these Ultron robots. He's not even saying I'll sell them to you. He's just saying I'll give them to you. But unfortunately, these he doesn't want anything to do with Hank, and basically says, I can't accept anything, not your Ant-Man, not your Ultron. We can't afford to have you on board anymore on the payroll. I'm sorry. And basically walks off. Janet walks up to him and starts saying, hey, I've heard you're with this Valkyrie. What's she like? How are you doing? He kind of asks how she's doing. Kind of talking friendly, and Steve Rogers, Captain America, walks up to him, humiliates him, and tells him to go away. And it's kind of like, what the hell? There's no need for that. He was just talking. Then basically Janet has a go at Captain America, quite a funny, strongest person there, and his girlfriend has a go at him and kind of moans there. And now, of all people, moans because he had a go at Hank, who attacked her. I guess it's all behind them there. What's kind of funny, Scarlet Witch can play with realities, and she kind of obviously changed it. She's flirting with a robot, and the robot's floating back, so obviously changed reality where the robot's a human. Then basically it goes to the Defenders. They're on their way to an emergency. Big fire in the top of a building, and basically they see Iron Man fly past because they have to walk by foot. Unfortunately, Iron Man flies by, and they're like, "Damn, he's beat us to it." And it's kind of like, oh, how unlucky. Now they won't get featured, and you know, no one knows about them. Then what happens is basically they get a tip off on some thieves going to steal some cigarettes in a warehouse. And basically it kind of like they bring a reporter to, you know, photograph it and report on it. What happens first of all is Nighthawk jumps down from a high place. You don't see how high, but you know it's high enough for him to fall onto the thieves and accidentally hurt his ankle. And basically turn around, hit him with a pole, stamp on his face, and throw him out a window. He lands on their car and they're like, oh my god, you dented my mum's car, let's burn him. And it's like, what? You threw him on your own car, you fools. But anyway, that's no excuse, they want to burn him anyway. Basically, Ant-Man and Valkyrie talking to each other. Valkyrie tells Ant-Man, he's like, there's not enough ants in the place, I can't control any. And basically Valkyrie gets her attention, you find out she's useless, she's no martial art expert, she can't do anything. Just a normal person in a costume. Ant-Man then grows to Giant Man, you know, ripping out of his suit because the suit's not meant to go that big, and basically squashes him. Well, not squashes him, sorry, grabs them. And you can guess what appears on the front page of the paper. Yes, a Giant Man naked. Yeah, that'd be quite funny to see Hank Pym as Giant Man naked. Anyway, it goes on then to basically him and Valkyrie at the hospital looking at Hawkeye, and basically she has a really weird request. They're walking off out the hospital, and she says, can you dress up as Captain America for me, you know, for a role play night, if you get what I mean. But anyway, he's at home then talking to someone. You don't ever see who this person is, and they're saying, you don't worry about being a traitor, you're not a traitor if it's something you don't believe in. And you're kind of, what the hell is he talking about? Not just that, but you don't know who it is. Like, is that Banner trying to comfort him? I don't know. But anyway, you find out later on. Anyway, in Volume 2, we'll come to that later. But that's pretty much it. If you haven't seen the first one, check out the first one. There's a link in the bottom. Third one will be a response to this. It'll be in the response videos. And do check out the first one. Do check out the third one when it comes to us. It should be tomorrow. And see you all soon. Bye.